Hi, I'm Anna at the Sewing Studio, and in this video I'm going to talk you through what we deem to be our top two heavy duty machines. Now, what do we actually mean by heavy duty? So they are powerful. Too much? Yeah. And they're also fast. What that means is that they will cope with the thicker side of fabrics day in, day out, but also they're quite good on the delicate side of things as well. So let's see what they are. We have the Janome HD2200 and the Janome HD9. Coming in at number 2 spot is the Janome HD2200. Clue is in the name, HD stands for heavy duty. It's got 23 stitches, which includes a one-step buttonhole. All the various stitches are on the front and selection is very easy. You can change the length and the width of your stitch, and there's your reverse. It also has a built-in needle threader and a drop-in bobbin system. The accessory tray pops off to give you free arm for doing your cuffs and your sleeves and things, and then there's storage in the front of the tray. You can drop the feed dogs for if you want to do any free motion work, and the presser foot has an extra high lift for when you're sewing those bulky items. It has a full metal chassis and a metal body, so when you're sewing the thicker side of things it doesn't bounce around as you're going. It comes with 55 watts of power and can sew up to 750 stitches per minute. So let's start it up and we'll see how it performs on some different types of fabric. Although the machine is heavy duty, it does also perform well on the finer side of fabrics. I've just got some very thin polyester, and as you can see, it's sewing through it with no trouble at all, no puckering, no bunching. It's done a really neat job. Moving on to the thicker side of fabrics, I've popped a denim needle in the machine and increased the stitch length just slightly. As you can see, it's going through normal layer, no problem at all. Doubling it over. It's going through that fine. Folding it over again. And I can hear the machine's working slightly harder, but it's still no problem at all. So moving on to leather, I've got a piece of soft leather, a piece of lining and some bag handles, and I'll just join all that together as if you were making a bag. I've popped a leather needle on the machine, put a couple of pins in just to stop the layers from shifting, and it's going through that no problem at all. And the handles are nice and secure. Some of our customers make teddy bears, memory bears, things like that, and for handling that sort of fabric you would want a machine like this. I'm using just a standard size 14 needle and I've increased the stitch length to 3, and as you can see it's going through with no issue and the seam is nice and secure. The machine comes with a range of presser feet. You have your standard presser foot, a straight stitch foot, zipper or piping foot, overcasting to secure your seams, a blind hem, automatic one-step buttonhole, a separate buttonhole foot for if it's bigger than the automatic one-step performs, and a fancy stitch foot which is just clear so you can see where you're going when doing the satin stitches. And there's also a range of accessories. And coming in at top spot is the Janome HD9. Again, HD stands for heavy duty. Now this is a straight stitch only machine, so you're not going to get any other stitch options, buttonhole, nothing, just a straight stitch. However, it does have some really nice features to it. So you can change the length of your stitch with this dial on the side here, and that goes up to 6 millimeters, so it's quite good for basting as well. You've got your reverse lever, which is nice and chunky, so when you're going fast you can easily just pop your hand on there. It has an auto thread cutter. You've also got speed control, so it operates just with the foot pedal, but you can control the speed because fast is super fast. It has an independent bobbin winder, which means that you can wind your bobbin whilst you're sewing, and that's your electronic sort of needle up, needle down. There's 2 different ways to thread this machine, one way for when you're sewing thicker fabrics and one way for when you're doing the lighter side of stuff. It has a built-in needle threader, and the bobbin loads into the side of the machine. Now that's a slightly different mechanism that gives it the ability to have the speed that it does. And the bobbin is 40% larger than a standard bobbin, so it doesn't run out as often. It has 95 watts of power, and it will sew up to 1600 stitches per minute. So let's start it up and show you how it performs. Starting with the lighter side of fabrics, I've got a thin polyester, a standard needle, and I've set the speed to midway. As you can see, moving up to fast, that's its full 1600 stitches per minute, which is really very fast, but it's produced a really nice stitch. Testing denim fabric, I've popped a jeans needle on the machine. Stitch length is at 3, just your standard 2 layers. That's a breeze. Folding it over to double that, so 4 layers. Again, really easy for the machine. So I'll fold it over again to 8 layers. Again, no problem. And just to really test it, I'll double it over again, so 16 layers. I'll increase the stitch length to 4. And apart from my dodgy sewing skills, the machine has gone through that no problem at all. Testing leather fabric, this is a soft leather with a standard bag lining and a bag handle. I've pinned it to keep everything together. With a leather needle on the machine, it's sewn through that with no problem at all. It's just my inability to get fabric flat that's caused a couple of puckers there. But the straps are nice and tight, and any bag with those could carry quite a lot of weight in it. Again, I'll show you with the teddy bear fabric. I've gone back to a standard universal needle. Stitch length is on 4. And that seam is nice and strong, good enough to hold any amount of stuffing. The machine comes with a couple of different feet. You have your straight stitch foot and a rolled hem foot. As you can see, these are a whole sole and ankle, and that's down to the speed of the machine. It's just more durable when you're going at that high speed. There's also an adjustable seam guide that screws onto the needle plate, and then you can adjust it to your seam, and a range of accessories. To recap, our first place heavy duty sewing machine is the Janome HD9. Really fast machine, lots of power to it and straight stitch only. It also comes with a soft cover that just pops over the top, because at 14 kilos it's not really one that you'd want to travel around too much. It also comes with a knee lift, which just plugs in the front there. In second place was the Janome HD2200. This one does a straight stitch, but also has a few more stitches to it. Whilst this one doesn't have the speed control slider, on the foot pedal it does have a high-low setting, so you can control whether you're going faster, whether you're going slower. I hope that's given you a bit of an insight into both machines. If there's anything I've missed and you have any questions, just contact us at the Sewing Studio. Head over to our website as well, as full information on both machines are there. We offer competitive prices, so what are you waiting for?